So we're gonna be reacting to a video called Childhood Fears by Tommy NFG. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
This world is full of kids that grow up in all different types of ways. Some grow up in mega mansions with custom limo service to school and anything they'd ever want, and others grew up like me in the war-torn battlefields of Detroit with not a dollar to their name, struggling to find their next meal. But everything we all have in common is childhood fears.
What are your top 3 childhood fears? Personally, it used to be Sonic.exe, bro. Used to be. I said used. Okay. Big dogs, yeah. That too. And Slenderman. Wait. No, it was Slendertubbies actually. Holy.
As a kid, you get scared of things pretty easily because you still learning the world around you. You don't know what's true and what's not true, which is why creepypastas were scary as like, what are kids getting scared of nowadays online? Huggy Wuggy? Skibbity Toilet?
Okay, last one is. Definitely get scared of that one.
Real was scared of a collection of random stories you would find on YouTube. I don't even know when they started pumping these stories out to traumatize kids, but it
was like 2017.
Sure worked. One by one were new creatures being spawned into this world. Like, you can't tell me you weren't at least a little scared of Slenderman.
Scare you.
And as a kid, Slenderman really had me eyeing every single tall person to make sure they weren't him in secret. Could it be LeBron? Could it be Taylor Swift? Could it be that random tall that wasted all his potential by picking a normal day job and not being in the NBA? Slenderman was such a goddamn goated character and story that they even made a game after this man. You can't get higher than that. It was so goated that a girl stabbed her friend in the name to appease him. Okay, but that actually is a real story. Probably shouldn't be making that joke. The girl survived, don't worry guys. People who don't survive though are Jeff the Killer's ops. Just the image of Jeff the Killer's fugly face gave me nightmare shakes all night. To this day, they still haven't found the unedited version of this photo. That makes it kind of more scary. This might just be real. Jeff was an OG crash out because if you look back at the story, it goes something like this. He moves to a new town and gets bullied by the school kids. He gets covered in bleach and lit on fire by the school kids. Don't know how you stand still while getting bleach poured on you and lit on fire, but that's besides the point. He wakes up in the hospital with his ugly ass Jeff the Killer face, goes home to carve a smile on his mouth, then kills his parents but doesn't kill the bullies that lit him on fire. Yeah, looking back, a lot of these stories didn't really make any sense, but it still worked. I probably won't even be able to sleep at night now.
Definitely.
By far the most traumatizing one to me was Sonic EXE. As a
Are we brothers? Are we?
Kid, I was a Sonic glazer. I had all types of Sonic merch around. I used to get around the hose and try to go supersonic to show them that I'm the alpha. Maybe that's why no one
It was still like that today, I know.
Never talked to me in school. But when I saw not only a story, but a game turning my favorite franchise into a spine-chilling game experience, I couldn't take it anymore. The music
Bro.
Franchise into a spine-chilling game experience,
What is this?
couldn't take it anymore. The music soundtrack alone is... Why the even make an original soundtrack for this? This is the only creepypasta I know with its own original soundtrack. This wasn't a creepypasta, well, it was a horror project. These are the type of creatures you saw when running up the stairs after turning off the light. And that's the next fear, which is darkness. As a kid, I was indeed one of those kids that needed a night light to even be able to sleep.
I can sleep in the dark.
When I say kid, I mean 21-year-old man. I don't give a f. The boogeyman could take y'all's but not mine. But it was certain scenarios of the darkness that had you thinking crazy things were about to happen. You can't tell me otherwise that when you turned off the light under the stairs, you didn't bolt out there like your life depended on it. Or turning into Usain Bolt as soon as the switch went off. You never knew what type of creature could spawn in that mode. And it was
I mean, EDP 405 could be there, bro. You don't want to miss that one.
Even worse when you tripped. The times I would trip, I was thinking I was about to get dragged down and eaten.
Yo, I remember this movie. This movie actually scared me.
by the demons. I really did
Yo.
not play with this stuff. I even had a holy water on the side of my bed in case of emergencies. Because even
He
when
definitely didn't.
you were sleeping,
Wait, no, he like extremely. He used to be extremely Christian as a kid. He did, trust.
you weren't safe. Everyone had that one moment where the jacket hanged in the corner as a kid turned into a demonic creature straight
Yeah.
from hell all of a sudden.
Happened
I had
before.
too many close calls with that. I genuinely think my jacket turned into some monster at
Remember having a sleep paralysis once?
times of slump.
It was
There
just
could
like
be
one night
anything
and
in the
that's it.
fabric of the clothes. I don't know what those Chinese factory kids put in my fabric. And when you left the closet door itty bitty open, it was
Every time I go to bed, I have to close the closet. You can't risk it.
like you allowed the Hellgates to come through. Like, I know y'all have seen Monsters Inc. I was not letting that happen to me. I saw everything in between in that closet door that frightened me to death. I feel like every time I left my closet
Ayo, that's my cat right there, bro. Definitely my cat. He be doing that.
door open, it would slowly become more open and open, which made it worse. Maybe they were making the doors bigger for inclusivity for fat monsters, who knows? They could be having whole talks on the phone in there for all I know. But at least they talk on the phone, because another scary feeling was when your mom or dad wasn't answering the phone.
You had to pray to God, bro. You just had to pray to God. The scariest thing in history, besides a job.
As a kid, I feel like everyone remembered their parents' number religiously. Like the
I can't.
closest
Still.
thing to calling 911 in an emergency is your parents' number. Shit, my parents told me if something like a school shooting happened, then to call them because the police are gonna give some dumb advice. They kinda right, like, I'm not about to sit in the corner of a classroom while somebody's shooting up the school. I'm bolting the out of there. It was a
True.
whole emotional process if your mom or dad didn't answer the phone, but emphasis on mom. Because as a kid, you call your mom for any question. She's like the encyclopedia to you. Shout out
Definitely not math. Not in math at all.
to all the mothers out there for putting up with this, because I don't know how y'all deal with it. The first time you called, it would go like,
Huh, that's weird. It usually goes through the first time. She's probably at work or something. I'll call later.
the second time is like,
Where the hell is she at? She can't be far from home now. She's probably almost home, yeah.
and the third time it was like, she's dead. I'm a terrible son. I should have saved. You never knew what could have
You can't, gang.
taken her away in that moment. A random man in a van throwing her in the back, a train accidentally making a wrong turn and hitting her, her car bursting into flames, and meanwhile the whole reason why
PD got to her.
she wasn't answering would be something like being in the shower or driving. Something you couldn't recover from though was losing your parents in public. The feeling of doing anything as a kid independently was scary
Scary,
as
bro.
hell. For example, as a kid, I was told if anyone knocks, then don't answer it. But when I was home alone and heard the smallest knock at the door, I barricaded my whole house like a fallout shelter. No single branch of the military could come through with me there. So when I would go to the store and check another aisle only to go back and see my mom gone, I felt like I was gonna have to get ready for war. That old man walking with a shopping cart, he might just be a pedo. That 6'2" guy in the vegetable aisle, he might just lick my ass. It
Crazy.
felt like you should have gotten an achievement just for finding your mom in the store. Like, genuinely, she would be at an entire other end out of nowhere. But when you find her, if she hits you with the "we need to talk," you knew it was GG. The whole
That's when the war really started. Cause war, it just were.
phrase of "we need to talk" growing up only had two outcomes. Either one, getting yelled at ferociously, or two, getting whooped. There was never an actual scenario where I got a "we need to talk" and it ended up peacefully and positively. What the was even the point of saying it if you knew you were gonna do anything but talk? It set your fate on what the outcome was gonna be already. Something that set your fate with never pulling your crush was falling in school. Falling anywhere in public is already embarrassing alone. The act of thudding on the ground and everyone looking at you like
I mean, it's very excusable if it's like ice skating me or something like that.
what are you looking at? If you're not about to help, then back the up. But when it's in school, you know exactly how it goes. You trip and a group of start laughing at you, not helping at all. Your crush walks by simultaneously watching you struggle to get up. And you gotta live with that moment for the rest of your life.
Or you could go out and kill everyone. I'm joking. Don't do that.
Every time I tripped when I was in school, I've never forgotten it to this day. It plays on loop in my brain sometimes. And don't have something like books in your hands. Because now you're gonna be scrambling all on the ground to pick them up. And people just walking by, stepping all over them, like move the away. Not
Exactly,
giving a single
exactly, though.
about your pieces of property. See, I
He hit that though. He hit that.
was a nice guy. I would feel bad if somebody had that happen. I would be the one person to actually help them. And the more younger you were in school, the more immature the kids were. If you were in elementary school, they would start dancing on your books. In middle school, they would kick up.
Bro, elementary. If that was me today, I just punched him. It's not that hard.
Them all around the floor and piss on them. Okay, I'm probably over exaggerating. You get my point. What I'm not exaggerating about though was the fear of adults. I don't know if it was just me growing up, but adults seem way more
Dangerous.
adulty than nowadays. Like I remember being told as a kid to respect adults, and any sign of disrespect was a grave sin. If I ever told them a lie, I was gonna be immediately banished to hell for the rest of my life. I used to think every adult
Crazy.
with a job had their life fully together and could be
Hey,
fully
you said that slur,
authoritarian
bro.
to that. And now that I'm grown and see
can't be saying that.
quote unquote adults my age and even older, I realized soon enough that none of them knew what the they were doing. And low-key, some adults would demand respect just off being older. I feel like I saw it a lot more growing up than nowadays. Like these really thought just because they were older they knew exactly everything in life. And it's not
True. True.
even like I'm saying kids should be disrespectful to people older than them and never listen to them. It's more of them acting at a higher complex and acting like they were right in every
Bro.
situation. Every kid knew one
he
stuck
ain't
up
about
adult
to
like
that
that.
one,
Like
bro.
if you had some strict ass parents, you would know that any chance to defend yourself from something was 0%. Because any sign of talking back to someone older than you was
Absolutely unheard of.
you were found
Death.
guilty on
Death, life, prison, death sentence, 48 death sentences.
all accounts with no evidence.
Murder.
It also depends on the culture you come from. Like, if your parents were immigrants, it was 10 times worse for you. They came from their country to another country and birthed you, and that's all the respect they needed to give you. Something worse than not respecting them, though, was forgetting to take the chicken out the freezer. Everyone had that moment where they got the call to do one simple task: take the chicken slash meat out the freezer. And as a kid, you know, this is on the lower end of tasks you have to do. But it was like every time you got told to do it, 5 minutes later you completely forgot. The whole memory of the call completely
Wow.
evaporated out your brain. And it was only 10 minutes before she got home, your spider senses tingled and you suddenly remember. Now you gotta use every single method to defrost it as soon as possible. I had to pull out a flamethrower once just to get it done.
Okay, what? How and why?
And this is one of those things where I actually understand why the parent would get mad. Like, you give one simple task to your child after a grueling day of work with your boss being an asshole and they can't even do it. I would be on crash out mode too. But hey, I'm gonna end it right there. Let me know what else I missed for a potential part 2. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Alright. Peak video. Subscribe to Tommy FG, and yeah.
Criminal.